For those of you who are worried that we've rallied too far too fast, and I know there are many of you, I say there's nothing wrong with owning some safety stocks, slow and steady companies with decent dividends that can thrive even if things go off the rails. So far, this market's been pretty good at ignoring the nonstop soap opera in Washington, for example. But we got a big debt ceiling vote coming up next month, and Congress manages to botch that possibility. You might want to get a little more defensive, which brings me to Clorox, the big consumer packaged goods company behind household names like Glad Bags, Kingsford Charcoal, Hidden Valley Salad Dressing, Fresh Step Kitty Litter, Burt's Bees Personal Care Products, and plain old Clorox Bleach, along with many other products. Just this morning, Clorox reported an excellent quarter. The company posted a 4-cent earnings beat off a $1.49 basis, higher than expected revenue, up 2.9% year over year, driven by strong volume growth across its cleaning and household businesses, and the market was pleased with the results. Clorox surged up close to $3 or 2% today. Don't forget, you got 2.5% yield today. Let's take a closer look with Benno Dorer. He's the chairman and CEO of Clorox. Learn more about the quarter and the company's prospects. Mr. Dorer, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thank you, Jim. Good to be back.
Okay, so Ben, I'm looking at a document, and I usually these are little ethereal things, but I think you're a bit of a philosopher of consumer product goods. It says Clorox CEO Benno Dorer earns top spot on Glassdoor's highest-rated CEOs list for 2017 employee approval of CEO performance power rankings. It's hard to get in an environment where you got Facebook, you got Google, you got these companies that can pay people, Salesforce. Because of what you do, have you been able to get people that surprise the other guys that you get them?
Well, it's certainly a humbling recognition, but I do take it on behalf of my leadership team. And, you know, what's really good about this is what people tell us about our company, and that's that they have clarity about our strategy, they like what we do, they feel supported, and importantly, they feel empowered to take risks and come up with new ideas. So I feel that this is a nice recognition for our company, and we have a very highly engaged workforce. And I do think that in the long run, employee engagement very strongly, positively correlates with financial returns. So this is something that works for our leadership team, but hopefully also for our investors.
Now, you came out of a great company, Procter & Gamble. It's a stock that I've liked forever and always told people you never got hurt on Procter. It is difficult to move the needle at Procter, as they would tell you. I see these incremental moves that you make, whether it be in Burt's Bees or Hidden Valley, or what I'm holding, which is the Ultimate Flora Renew Life that you turned me on to. And I say to myself, a smart young person can make a difference at Clorox.
Yes, you know, so the biggest thing that we do well, Jim, in this environment is focus on the consumer. We keep our value sharp. And consumer value for us is offering differentiated products and brands at sharp price differences versus our competitors, and then invest in our brands. And we're doing all of that well, which is why the majority of our brands is perceived to be superior by the consumer in value, and which is why we're gaining access to new households. So the Clorox brand, our biggest brand, has gained access to 2 million new households in the last fiscal year. We're winning with consumers, and our growth with customers also is very broad-based. So that's been the hallmark, and that's why we're doing well in this undoubtedly challenging environment.
Can you explain to me the power of online? Because now you're spending 45% online. You're not selling as much online. That's not the big part of the mosaic. Is it in people's heads when they go to the supermarket because they saw it online?
Yeah, we've leaned into digital with our strategy when we first kicked it off 4 years ago, and we're doing it marketing and selling. On the marketing side, more than 45% of our working media spend now is online. We have many brands that matter, and we're getting really strong return behind those investments. And then selling, I would say, it's really small. It's about 4% right now, but it's growing fast. Last fiscal year, our online sales were up 30%. That accelerated quite significantly in the fourth quarter. And sales with our biggest e-commerce customer almost doubled in the last quarter. So we are relevant online, and we're investing behind that tailwind.
All right, Procter just cut a huge amount of money out of its Facebook spend. I gather that from looking at your documents, you're not about to cut Facebook spend.
No, we like Facebook, their strategic marketing partner, as are others. Right. We have declared that we'd like to build a network of strong companies in the online space, many of them residing here in the Bay Area, and leverage that as a competitive advantage. We follow the money. The money for us, the returns, are online, and we feel really good about where we are with our investments in marketing and digital and social.
Okay, so let's go to Renew because it's still early, and I know that people who saw Burt's Bees recognize that at one point that was a small shelf at your drugstore. I went to Duane Reade today. It's a Walgreens, and I got my Ultimate 4, which you know I love, and it's one little box at the bottom. And Benno, there are all these others, Curel, I don't even want to mention these other guys' names, but there's a house brand. And you like to be number 1 or 2 in markets. When will I go to my Walgreens and see Renew Life everywhere and these other guys boxed out?
Yeah, so Renew Life just completed its first full fiscal year under our ownership, and it's exceeding our own internal valuation, so it's doing really well. And we have high hopes. So it's still a very fragmented category, as you mentioned, Jim. So it's a world of opportunity for Clorox. Renew Life is a market leader in the natural health channel, but we have a lot of opportunity ahead in food, drug, mass, Duane Reade obviously being an example.
Right.
So I think that if you look at this in 12 months, you'll start to see consolidation, you'll start to see expanded distribution. We have done a nice job expanding distribution in the last fiscal year, but there's so much opportunity ahead this fiscal year, which is why we think this is going to be a continued source of growth for the company. Well,
would this be something where I got convinced, it wasn't you, I actually knew, I got convinced to take one a day. Okay, I take one a day, no matter what. Sometimes I take more, maybe that's wrong. But how do you get Americans and people worldwide to know that they could be healthier if they started with one a day of these?
Digestive health is a broad consumer need. About 50% of U.S. consumers have digestive health issues, and this is a global consumer need too, so with a lot of expansion potential outside the U.S. But the trial rate in this category, indeed, is, like you said, still relatively low. So there's a big opportunity to create awareness, to create trial, and to educate consumers. And on that note, we've just started a new marketing campaign last month, which we call Being Human Takes Guts, which is all about creating that awareness and that education, because the consumer need is there, but consumers still need to better understand the difference that these products can make in their lives. I've been using the products for about 2 years now, and I love the difference that it's made in my own life. And I think many other people in my circle of friends feel the same, and I think this is going to spread across the country over the next years.
Well, I totally agree. I think it's good. I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up being one of your top 10 products. Benno Dorer, Chairman, CEO of Clorox. Great to see you, sir.
Thank you, Jim.
Another good quarter from a great company that you know I've liked forever. There'll be many more. Stay with Cramer. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.